Hello. Welcome to the stream. I said I'd be back today. We got some grinding to do. I want to get to level 51 on the Druid. So we're grinding from 50 to 51. We're going to try and do it at the Furbolgs. But I'm also thinking I might just head down and try it at the Harpies and for Alice because they are easy to get. I think the Harpies might actually be a better option. We don't have any quests, really. I mean, we've got the Blasted Lanes. Could do the Blasted Lanes, but
good luck, friend.
I don't think we will do the Blasted Lane right now. Because I kind of want to save some quests, right? I'd like to grind to 51. And then have Blasted Lanes and whatever else is needed to get to 52. And then we can go to Unguro. Should be able to get to 53, 53 and a half there. And that should just smooth the leveling curve a little bit. I always do struggle, like, probably 48 to 53, which is possibly why I am burning out a lot more right now when it comes to actually playing this game. Because 48 to 53 is quite boring, I'm gonna be honest. I don't absolutely love Searing Gorge. You know, the end of, like, Panaris is whatever. Start of Foulwood. Foulwood, not really a zone that I'm like, yeah, Foulwood. Oh, I was meant to check the bank actually. We'll head down to Paralis and then fly to Tanaris and then fly back. Because I do want to check the bank. I want to get some elixirs out. Yeah, 2 streams in 2 days. That's the same amount of streams as I did in the last 2 weeks. That's good. I obviously won't be here tomorrow and the next day though. I said that yesterday. Got some stuff to do in real life. Some things sorted. These Harpies, so as long as there's no one really there grinding, they're pretty good from like 49 to 52, honestly. You could just sit there and grind them. I won't. I just want to do 1 level of grinding because we haven't really done a level of grinding on Friend for a while. Not really a character that I ever wanted to grind on. But but sometimes it's needed, isn't it? Here's an elf. Can get some more mage weave as well. We can maybe do some turnins because that's experience. We have done I think we did a level and a half of grinding on Bauma, so she should be in a little bit of a better position when it comes to, you know, getting past level 51, 52. Because we did grind Furbolgs for a long time on Bauma. Because I didn't want to go to Searing Gorge. I didn't want to, you know, go into Searing Gorge and start it and then have to leave. Bit of a different tactical approach. So I think Bauma should be able to get to 51 relatively easily. Which is nice to think about for the future. Also, hopefully it doesn't happen today, but apparently there's been some DDoSing. I saw a thread on Reddit right before I logged in about 300 or so people dying on the Horde. So that's fun to know. It did get rolled back, apparently. So that's good for people who lost their character, because, you know, losing your character to a DDoS, a personal internet disconnection, whatever. It sucks, but it's your internet provider's fault, you know? But someone being a man baby who probably lives in his mother's basement and he's in his 40s, taking down the server for one reason or another, like that is a dog shit way to go. So I'm glad they did a rollback, especially because there were people on that thread saying there will be no rollback, it's Blizzard, they don't care about anyone who isn't a streamer, and then the server gets rolled back. You were saying. I love this mentality of classic Andes that think if you're just a regular player of World of Warcraft, Blizzard doesn't care. Like, they want reasons to hate Blizzard more than they actually have. You can hate Blizzard for making shit decisions and stuff like that at times and doing bad things, like, you know, the lawsuits that happened around Shadowlands and stuff. But the fact that this game's still running 20 years later and people are still playing it without too many issues, it's pretty damn good. Like, I have hated on Blizzard throughout my time playing World of Warcraft, or just, you know, being within realms of, you know, friends that are playing WoW and stuff like that. I've had some years off. Took a long 5 years off WoW one time. I think Hardcore came out and made me come back. If Hardcore WoW never came out, I probably wouldn't have played WoW again. It would have been like 8 years since I last played. So it's Hardcore Classic's fault. Imagine the life that could have been led.
I am honored.
Alright, I'm gonna go to bank, because I might need some more arcane elixirs. I would expect, if the harpies are free, I would expect to be able to level within like 2.5 hours. 5 elixirs 5 arcane elixirs. I don't know if I will use 5 arcane elixirs. Like, we probably want to save some for stuff like Ungoro Crater and stuff like that. Depends how many we have. Plus, obviously, we're going to 55. So we've still got 5 levels to do. I don't think I have 5 levels worth of elixirs. But we'll do our best. I am looking forward to Reflection. Insect Swarm is kind of like, yeah, I'll use it, but Reflection is the big thing that I'm looking forward to, just for more mana. You know, if I can kill a third mob without having to sit down and drink, that would be sick. These Sagefish Delights aren't that good, are they? 6 mana per 5. It's probably better. I went and fished them up and, you know, we were probably in our 30s at that point, maybe close to 40. Because I remember fishing on Rugen and not wanting to fight the level 40s. So we were probably like mid-30. Running up and down that shoreline and connecting to the undead area. Alteric, that's the one. Alteric and Hillsbrad. Hillsbrad, man. Did get an upgrade yesterday though, so that's good. Probably the only upgrade we're going to get for a few levels. Because there's no upgrades in Blasted Lanes. And unless something drops from mobs, probably not going to get an upgrade today. I hope something drops from mobs. A nice little epic. I wonder what epics can even drop around level 50 mobs. Must be, you know, anything that's like level 40 to probably 45 epic. I don't know if there's any good ones in that level range. Starting the stream with a 10-minute flight, always good, isn't it? Get there when we get there. We did do some good questing yesterday. Even though I did have to do Tuga's quest before I did the Thistle Shrubs, because that hunter was like, I'm gonna do Tuga, you wanna come? And I was like, man, I will, but so out of sequence. That was probably an extra 20 minutes of just running through Tanaris. I miss the Shimmer and Flats. Probably the thing that burns me out the most when it comes to leveling in the hardcore Medley is because we're doing all the characters in sequence and we're now in the level 50s. Like, only Balmer is lower than 50 and she's the next character to be played. I don't get to do like a lot of different quests all at same place. Like when we were in the 20s and 30s, we were blasting through different quests all the time because the levels were much quicker, right? So one day would be in Duskwood, and then next day would be back in like Westfall. That was fun. Do miss it. Okay, we've got 3 more elixirs of arcane. We'll see. We'll go kill some harpies and see if, like, I need the extra 20 damage. I probably do.
What can I do for you?
Did I train, actually? I think I did, because I got a new Starfire, right? Yeah. Maybe? I think so.
Hello.
I must have, because I went back to Darnassus yesterday before I flew to Ashenvale. So with the new Starfire, we shouldn't need 20 extra damage. Like, sure, it would make Starfire hit for much harder, like, would be over 1,000 damage easily on a crit. That is one of the best things about Balanced Druid, is when you crit, you do 100% extra damage. You know, compared to normal classes crits, which are like, what, 50% extra, maybe 75, I don't know. But a crit does feel like a crit as a Balanced Druid because of Vengeance. So Starfire does about 500 damage and then it crits and it's 1,000 damage. Just easy to understand, it's just double damage. Pretty good. 52 we get a new Moonfire, which isn't, you know, a massive amount of damage increase, but nice. $54 for the Wrath, which is over 50 damage increase, which is pretty fucking massive. I'm gonna be honest. The Wrath should easily be critting for over 600. When we get there, probably 650. Like, that's a really big increase. Then what else are we looking forward to after that? Moonfire at 58. Whatever. Starfire. I would say we'll be critting for over 1,200 when we get that Starfire. No new Wrath after that though. Probably a book or something. What books are from Diamol, not Diamol, but Anchorage? There's another Starfire after. Huh. So there's no Wrath book, but there's a Starfire book. Interesting. Depending on how much these books are, once I hit 60 and I might open the auction, I might look at some of them and be like, yeah, I want that, you know? Because there's a Fireball, Eviscerate, Starfire, like, there's some good books from the Anchorage books. Obviously, we're not going to be running it ourselves. Now, once 60 is here, I can, if I want to, do dungeons and raids. There's no rule against that. The goal of the medley was to hit 60, not do any dungeons while leveling, because it, you know, it makes our gear way too good. Like, the amount of gear that we would have. Let's say we have full Dreamweave, right? And then everything else is also blue because of dungeons. Like, it would be sick. Even though the Balance Druid has given me a lot of troubles while leveling, especially before level 30. Pre-level 30 Balance Druid was so ass. I don't care what people say. When I made that Balance Druid has problems video, it was terrible. After level 40 it got much better, but pre-30 was so shit. 30 to 40 was kind of like, things are starting to click, but it still feels bad. And it's not even because of Boom Conform that it got better. Like, 3% crit is nice, but not going to change the whole class. Just the damage and everything, like the damage profiles started feeling good, you know? You can Wrath and not run out of mana immediately, stuff like that. Plus we got a lot of gear that gave us intellect. I wouldn't mind replacing these for some damn intellect, but got a lot of intellect gear. I'm gonna send this silk cloth to Baumer. Alright. Let's go kill some harpies for the rest of the day. Hopefully we have enough water. If we don't, we're just gonna have to come back here and buy some. Maybe I should buy like 2 extra sacks of water actually. Now that I think about it, I think 2 extra sacks of water might be reasonable.
I'm listening. Go in peace.
Definitely got the bag space for it. Just because we're a balanced druid, and I know every 2 mobs I'm possibly having a drink. You know, we could go 3 mobs randomly, but it's probably going to be every 2 mobs. So if we kill 200 mobs, which we're probably going to need to kill about that much to level up anyway, I think we're gonna need it, you know. Also, I said yesterday that I got my new phone. Took me a few hours to set up. Setting up a Samsung account and everything is kind of annoying, I'm gonna be honest. But okay. The phone that's from 2025 rather than like 2012. That's a pretty big upgrade. I'm able to download apps and they actually work. I told my grandma I got my new phone and she's like, yay, I'll be able to call you. Because she tried calling me on my last phone. This is when I figured out my phone wasn't working. Tried to call me and I could hear her, but she couldn't hear me. He was just like, "Hello, Frankie," over and over, and I'm like, "Hi, can you hear me?" Can't hear shit. Right. Let's get rolling. These are quite old now. I'd like to replace them. Obviously, this in a new like Cloak of the Eagle would be big here. Kind of crazy we haven't found a new cloak for that long, I'm gonna be honest. This is hard to replace, but an intellect one would be nice. We got this belt, which is great. Probably gonna have that until 60. I'd like of the eagle. Depending on when we play Rugen next, we could possibly make some like wild leather here of the eagle. But it is RNG stats, so it's not like you can choose. But obviously having bigger stam intellect pants would be big. We don't really need the spirit. These were too good to not use, because I like extra damage. And our rings could definitely use some work. And I guess we can stop finding like swords of the eagle and start finding, you know, mace of the eagle. That'd be pretty good. I have found 3 two-handed swords of the eagle. Want to tank Zul'Farrak? That's all I say tonight. I am Boomkin. I never actually finished the thing I was gonna say before, but I was saying that even though the Druid has given me no end of troubles, especially like the first 30 levels, I think it would be a very fun class to play. Just like going full Boomkin and doing dungeons and everything. On a 1 character hardcore challenge. You know, when you're doing all the dungeons, all leveling and everything. There is a paladin here. I don't know if he's grinding or he's just here, but he's level 56, so he probably is. I don't know why you would be grinding here at 56. Like, go somewhere else. Oh. That was some nice damage. We should have the mana to kill us. Especially if we get some crits. We didn't get any crits, but we still had the mana. I mean, he's good to grind, but, you know, at level 56, I would probably just go to Winter Spring or go quest in the Plague Lands. Anything, honestly. I would not think these are good targets to grind at level 56. That gives so little experience. Like, their respawns are very fast. Which hopefully won't be a problem for us, but... Yeah, like 62. $50 rogue, I can understand it. I'm a 50 druid, so fine. Yeah, we're getting 550 experience around. So it's gonna be over 200 mobs. Hopefully we can get some good loot while we're at it. Generally though, if the harpies are being camped, the fucking furbolgs would have been worse, so I'm okay. Coming here and seeing people. Furbolgs would have had like 5 feet. We haven't seen a Starfire crit yet. 2-rank Starfire, no crits. The fact that it's doing over 500 damage is pretty good. Take those. Ah, that one would have crit for sure. We did get 3 mobs here before we had to drink. That's good. Nice shadow mail, there's a boomkin. Oh. I never knew boomkins could shadow meld. I mean, it makes sense. Not very stealthy though, boomkin. Yeah, it's the wind coolers that slow us down a bit because we have to heal after them. Gonna give him a buff, but he went so far. Your ass back here, boy. Even though I don't like the fact that you're here at level 56 grinding harpies. He's in the Southbound Guild. The Southbound Guild is the guild that had that other paladin that laughed at me because I had like the Soul of Iron and wasn't actually Southbound. Even though I'm account found, which is, you know, probably harder than a lot of people's Southbound because you don't have restrictions upon you. Other than the fact that you can't trade and stuff. Still do dungeons once every day, huh? So your gear's probably gonna be better than mine overall. But yeah, that guy was weird. This guy seems normal, even though he's level 56 grinding harpies. Where are our Starfire crits? But I'll take a blessing of wisdom. Always nice. 30 MP5, now that's huge. Playing Boomkin does kind of make me wish that I did commit to playing Season of Discovery. It would have been so fun to play a Boomkin in Season of Discovery in like a raid guild like that. Kill it. Or playing golf. Maybe they're using the rest of the XP guide and it's telling them to grind harpies. Go to Ferellis and grind harpies. 56. It's crazy. Wondering if this reduced magic. Getting a resist on the Starfire is always terrible. Lose so much damage. Like 2 rafts worth of damage, right? Well, we've been here about 10 minutes and we've got 10k experience. Obviously, they're not as free as I would hope. So, fine. I don't think the furbolgs would have been any better. They take longer to kill sometimes with the heals. Like, maybe over time we would have evened out on the furbolgs though, because you get the feathers, right? But I think this would be fine. Stay here. Stay here, kill the harpies. Get an epic drop. That good stuff. We got a tiny bit of experience at the end of the level that will be non-rested. But it should be okay. Probably eat these buzzard wings. Just one Starfire crit, man. All I want to see is 1,000 damage. Knowing my luck, when I do actually get the Starfire crit, it'll be like a low crit. will only do, you know, 499 damage non-crit, so it will be a few off 1,000. Be quite sane. Nice. Like a stun. So assuming we get about 10,000 an hour. I did say it would probably take us 2.5 hours. It is pretty much on the money if that keeps up. Can be a bit boring sometimes to just grind mobs, but it's classic WoW, and you gotta do it sometimes. Might as well do it while we've got reset experience. Not the add-on. I would never. Kind of crazy how reliant people have gotten upon using an add-on to level with. People look at Questy and think the same thing, but it's not even the same thing. Questy doesn't tell you a whole freaking guide, you know. I feel like without the rest of the XP add-on, a lot of people that have made it to 16 hardcore probably wouldn't have. Not the worst thing to have one extra person here grinding, but the fact that he's so high level. Like, if he's grinding a little bit of his level here, that's fine, but if he's grinding like a whole level, that's gonna take forever, man. I would rather just go and do some challenging quests. Which is what I usually do anyway, right? Got a freaking harpy under the bridge. Trolling. Ran out of my range under the bridge. Moonfire crit. We're getting a lot of Wrath and Moonfire crits, but we haven't had a Starfire crit yet. Every now and then, you know, you gotta warm it up. Like, it needs a little bit extra time to get a crit out. Usually it's when you get a new rank of it, which we did, so I get it. That would have been a big crit though. Over 1,040. Really? Came back. So, really gonna Eloise me? Rude as heck. I went to cancel that, but the Nature's Grace made the cast time so fast. By the time I started moving, it was already gone. Random 65. I had a dream last night because of I guess being in the town that I'm in now and running into people I went to high school with. I dreamt about some sort of reunion, which is probably going to happen this year as well because it would be my 20th anniversary of not being at that school. But I went there as myself, you know, my confident self that I am now, and everyone was like, oh, Frankie used to be so shy. He's doing amazing. It was all about me. Big up in myself and my dream. If a high school reunion actually happens and I actually go to it, which, you know, maybe now that I've run into people and I'm interacting with them again, maybe there's more chance of it. I was assuming everyone would have forgotten about me, but apparently that wasn't the case. But we'll see. Because I didn't hate people that the last year of high school for me, I've said this before I think, had all the good people out of my year of high school. Like, we didn't have anyone that was like an asshole. All the bad eggs had already left by then, right? Which is generally probably how it goes. I know a lot of people, like, bullied all the way through high school, whatever like that, but I only really had it the first year, and it was only over something so stupid as my shorts were But those people that did that were gone within like 2 years. No hopers. I remember, so in my year 10 physical education class, like, you know, gym, whatever, stuff like that, I didn't really have anyone that I knew in that class, so I got paired up with the people that were bullying me in year 9. We were meant to like do a dance, and we were gonna perform it in front of the school and stuff. But because these guys were so big losers and had no hopes or aspirations in life, which is probably true now considering a few of them were in jail, they didn't even show up for like the day, so I didn't have to do it. But I got full credit because I was there. You know, I was there just in case they either showed up or like other groups needed help. We didn't even make a dance though, to be fair. Like they were like, nah, we're gonna take that day off. They told me that. I knew it was gonna happen. But that's when I realized that's the kind of person who bullies people, so you just don't care about them. They're useless anyway, right? A lot of people give their bullies power, which is easy to do and be intimidating. But at the end of the day, you just gotta remember, they're probably doing it because they're having a bad experience somewhere. Hurt people hurt people. Or they're just a waste of space anyway. As soon as you realize that, you can take all their power away. I wish I had known how life works back then, but I guess everyone can say that, can't they? But I did find it funny how the people who were like assholes the first year of high school for a little bit. I don't know why it only happened for like a month maximum. Maybe they figured out that I was just a chill dude, you know. Paladin. Weird. Maybe they layered and then came back. Or they got disconnected. I don't know. Hard to tell. We got our first green drop. It's a shield. Not something that I can use. Like I said, if I could find like a weapon, a big mace of the eagle, that would be huge. Or some pants. A mace or a pants of the eagle. A pants. Yeah, once we can get our schedules together, I'm gonna catch up with this fella I ran into from high school. I don't know if his wife will also come hang out, but I mean, they got 2 children, so probably not. Someone's gonna after. His wife was never like. She was one of those quiet girls in school. Hung out by herself with some friends who were also quiet. You never really hear from them. Basically like me and my friends, we were like the quiet guys. But this guy was always very extroverted. So they go well together, you know, an introvert and an extrovert kind of goes hand in hand. That's kind of why when I was going through life, I'm like, man, I need someone who is out there, who would also get me outside, stuff like that. Because I'm someone who can just sit inside for like a month. But when we get our schedules together, I'll catch up with him finally, and maybe after that there'll be more chances to be social, because I'm pretty sure there's probably still some other people that live around here in this town, and he might be like, we're gonna catch up with these guys, you want to come? You know, stuff like that. That'd be cool. I'd like to see a lot of people that I did have in my last year of high school. They were cool. A lot of them have changed, because it's been 20 years. We've all changed. But when you think about someone, you have the thought of them, right? And it's like, yeah, that person was nice. Person seemed alright. This person was a cunt. So you want to see how people have changed and stuff like that. And I'm someone who can just talk to people 20 years on, like nothing, like no day had even passed. When I ran into this guy and he said hello, and I'm like, the fuck? And then I figured out who it was. We were just chatting like it was the old days. Takes me a bit longer to open up to people who I don't know. Like, I can't just talk about everything to people who are just new into my life, but even someone who I haven't seen for 20 years is still gonna be like, talk to you like we used to talk all the damn time. Can do it again. Can you literally stop? But obviously, being nearly 40, as anyone who knows, it is quite difficult to make friends, especially when you're... So, just getting in touch with old friends again is a pretty good thing, I think. Like, give her a smack as she goes past. Like, if I want to be friends with someone who is, you know, out there randomly pottering around, and I come across them and they seem like a cool person, I don't know how to actually be like, hey, you want to be friends in real life? I can do it on the video game. I've asked many a people to be a friend when it comes to, like, you know, gaming, Discord, stuff like that, but in real life it's like, how do hello Hatchy, hope you're doing well this new year. It's always been a difficult thing to, like, approach people in real life and be like, you want to be friends? Oh, we got close to 1,000 damage. I knew that would happen though. Said it before, right? The time we crit, it won't be 1,000 damage. But there's still chance. Still here for another 2 hours. I think we're getting about 9 to 10k experience per 10 minutes. It's not a full-on 10k, but we are a boomkin, so it makes sense. We got a lot of downtime. We are probably the class with the most down. But 30k within 31 minutes. It's not terrible. Been at this level over an hour, but we did spend about 20 minutes flying. We logged in, so that makes sense. Back on the friends topic, especially when it comes to women though, like there's some cool ladies out there that I'd be friends with. I don't really want more than that. Like I'll friend zone myself, I don't care. But it's hard to be like, hey, you want to be friends? Because, and it's like, what does he want? Nothing. But there's a lot of guys out there who will befriend girls just so they can try and sleep with them. You know, just gotta deal with that. Oh, we did it. 1,000 damage. $1,008 damage on the sleep with them. I would never befriend a woman to sleep with her. Like, for me, that would just be something that happens over time, you know, if it happens. It's like, okay, it happened. Shit. Here we are. But I'm also someone who just likes having friends to hang out with. Pretty happy being single. No stress. You don't need to worry about what someone else is doing. You can just live your life. Easy. But yeah, it is hard for me to be like, hello person that I met, would you like to be friends? I feel like in video games, when you're playing games with people, it's much easier because it just naturally happens over time, right? Even if you don't say, let's be friends, you become friends because you're playing the same video game, you're doing the same stuff, you're hanging out all. But in real life, it's like a bit more messy. The topic isn't broached, it's like, well, it never happens. Then you gotta remember, the worst they can say is, ew, get away from me, you crit. Funny, the worst they can say is no is such like a funny thing to think about because it ain't true, especially these days. Worst they can say is, put that man in jail. He didn't do anything, but I want him to be in there. Scary world, isn't it? So I think if I just become friends with everyone I went to high school with again, well, Easy. Because I already have rapport with them, you know? Even if it's from many, many years ago. We'll see what happens. Every time I buff that guy, he slash hugs me and says, "Thanks, friend." I think he's got a friggin' macro for it. Definitely got a macro. But it is pretty funny. I would say as long as we get to, you know, 80,000 experience before we use all our water, I'm pretty happy. It does look like we will do that. We only use one stack. We've got 35k experience. Pretty good. Of course, she gets stunned out of range. Why wouldn't she? Not gonna be able to smack for that much. I feel like a crit Starfire now would be half of mob's health. Way awesome to think about. Critting for half of a mob's health is sick. At least the harpies. Harpies are pretty... They don't have a lot of health. I said they're pretty. I didn't mean it. They're not bad. Back when I was a young lad playing Warcraft 3, when I saw the harpy, you know, the little icon, and it sometimes it jumps up in the thing and you see its boobs. Like, ooh. Warcraft 3. Gooning edition or whatever. Second stun out of range. Terrible RNG. Like, I like the stuns, but I don't like them when they're out of range. Yeah, I'd say we're more on like 9,000 experience per 10 minutes. Nice. Nice when you don't need to worry about like killing a mob. It will just die to the fight. You can just move on to the next one. I wish I always had Blessing of Wisdom. Maybe they should give Druids a Blessing of Wisdom. I would lose Mark of the Wild for Blessing of Wisdom. I'm gonna be honest. I would rather have Wisdom. Mark of the Wild's nice, you get extra mana, but I want Wisdom. I guess Reflection will basically be like having Blessing of Wisdom, don't you? Aw, that could have been an epic sword. One day we'll get an epic. Hopefully it's a Crow Blade. It's like made me wait this long to get one, so hopefully it is a Crow Blade when it happens. Because at this point, I'm starting to think the game is just shit for RNG. Like my RNG's broken, I get lots of blues, but I get no epics in like 34 days played. Kinda crazy. We have had a hell of a lot of blues though. Like compared to usual blue drops, we have had a fuck ton. Sad that that paladin is here killing all my mobs. Well, that's pretty sage. And it's something we have to deal with. And there's a hunter here. Hopefully they're not here to grind also. Nice. A dagger of the monkey. Bet that hunter would want that. Too bad, Mr. Hunt. My dagger of the monkey. I don't like the wind callers. Like, if the paladin wants to kill all the wind callers, I'm okay with that. Kinda sucked. Constant damage, right? I would say they're the worst part of fighting these harpies on the Druid. the wind callers. $44,000 experience. About 100k away from leveling. We're getting there slowly. Slowly but surely we'll be there. Maybe I should use that scroll of agility on the paladin. Would that go against being southbound? I mean, he's southbound, right? But if I use a scroll of agility on him... Is that like... Interesting thought. I bet some southbound players would probably get offended by that. Be like, yo, what the fuck? Why you scroll on me, man? Most reasonable ones, though, I think would be okay. I love when you get the Nature's Grace proc before you fire off the... Ooh, that's big. Late chest of the bear. You know, I've been looking for a new chest piece on my warrior and paladin. Because we've had the shining silver breastplate, which is really good, since level 24. But that's a really good drop. So that was 1,000 damage. RMT has reached level 60. But he paid for it. Probably didn't, but it's interesting that you would call yourself RMT. So I'd probably send this to Baumer. Even though Francie is more important and I like her more, Baumer is the next character to be played, so... That's nice. You're rogue here now. Can everyone out here? Not rogue. Just looked like a rogue. I don't know why. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it was. So at least we got one good drop so far. First hour of drops haven't been super amazing. We had one drop. Having this paladin around isn't all bad. I get wisdom constantly. They're soaking up some of our kills, but yeah. Blessing of wisdom's pretty good. Nice trade-off, I guess. I still, like, would not be here at level 56 grinding, but to each their own. It would be better if it was raining out here. I love the rain in Paralysis. Nice vibe. Getting a bit harder to kill mobs now because that hunter is here. I don't think the mage is here killing, but yeah, the hunter definitely here killing. Here for the quest. And a resist. Fucking joke. When you go to entangle roots and then you like, you know, you get it interrupted and then a resist right after, it's like. I was playing Warhammer Online on Saturday, I believe, maybe Sunday. I can't remember exactly what day it was. But I was doing some PvP battlegrounds, and there was a fella in there called well, his name was something on Twitch because he had a last name. Put a last name in the game, like Final Fantasy. And his last name was on Twitch, which is like cringe, but whatever. But I saw him streaming last night, so I went and looked at his channel. Because I wanted to see if he was streaming while I was PvPing with him. Was. So I was watching myself from his perspective. Like, whoa, there's me. Kind of funny. I guess that's why people stream snipe, right? They want to see themselves from the streamer's perspective or something. Oh, there's our new biggest crit. 1038. Very cool. But he was healing as well, so we were both healing on Warrior Priest. I was generally doing more healing, but there were a few battles where he was, but he was more, I don't know, it was like a different style. I don't know if it's better or worse, but I was using Supplication, which gives you like stuff back, and he was using his AoE, which gives stuff back. So I don't know which is better overall. I feel like Supplication gives you a lot more instant, but you've got to spend time out of the fight, you know. But it was interesting to see. Definitely interesting because I have no idea how to actually play Warrior Priest other than press healing buttons right now. I'll be honest though, I've been having a lot of fun running around with a two-handed weapon on Warrior Priest when I'm just out in the world by myself. Do a lot of damage, like I'm getting 1000 auto attacks, crits, and I'm not even like level capped and stuff yet. Sacrifice a lot of healing though. Like there's, what are they, traits? Yeah, traits. Where you can sacrifice like 20% of your healing for extra crit and extra damage, and I'm like, I'll sacrifice 40% healing for extra crit and damage, thanks. Because you don't really need it. As long as you're keeping your resources above a threshold, you can just insta-heal anyway, right? Even when you sacrifice 40% of your healing, you can start swinging your weapon harder and do healing because of that. So it's definitely an interesting class. Basically a ret paladin that is different. Would have been nice to be able to play it with my friends, you know, if they had continued, but one of them wants to play Destruction and one of them doesn't want to play because he's playing too many other games, which, as a product of his own demise, I don't know why he blames us for it. He's always like, I've got too many games to play. It's like, well, whose fault's that? Because it ain't mine, I ain't making you play other games. Funny though, doesn't it? Getting not great grinding these. Definitely slowed down. We're at 53,000 for an hour. A lot less mobs. Hunter also joined killing, so losing experience. I do love how when you drink a potion on the boomkin, down. Take a seat. Bracing itself, you know, basically. Drunk. Where are the mobs? There are no mobs. Two people out here was fine. It was enough, but Yeah, free just feels kinda bad. I'm going. Like, the harpies respawn quick, but they don't respawn that quick. Especially when one of us is a hunter. Like, myself and the paladin have to slow down every now and then, you know? The hunter can just keep going forever and ever and ever and ever. Oh, I do not like it. The hunter to out of here. Now it's looking like it's going to take me 3 hours rather than 2.5. It's how much it's slowed down. Plus, at some point, we're going to have to go back to town. Offload all the shit that we have. So, this guy here, he might be a vendor. The one saving grace is we're also getting a lot of mage weave. And it's going to be worth 3.3k experience per turn-in. So we have almost 60. That's 2 turn-ins. 6.6k experience. That's pretty awesome. So if we get close enough, and we have, say, 90 mage weave, I might just go do turn-ins. Get the last 10k experience of the level. Least amount of harpies I've seen forever. I would kind of love to see how unethical a boomkin could be if you, like, you know, use the auction house or that sort of. Or the Staff of Jordan, enchanted it with bow power. Oh, the damage would be insane, I think. Be extremely fun. Now, it's probably not going to happen for me because, like I said, it's time now. Once the medley is done, or once I run out of time to complete it, I think World of Warcraft and me... calling it quits. We're splitting up. Because I want to do stuff with my life that isn't play video games for. Surprisingly. Getting out of the house more, stuff like that, you know. Good. I'm always gonna moonfire this one off the rip. I hate it, Eloise. Also, that's the very first time I've ever said off the rip. I don't even know why I did. Felt like it. I once said if I was ever to be like a dead boomer gamer, I would probably just buy an Xbox or a PlayStation and just play console forever. And honestly, with RAM and GPU prices going up because of AI screwing us over once again, it may not even be a choice. Undergeared has reached level 60. Aren't we all undergeared? Some level bracket in some way? I don't know. Still can't believe this. Like, we've had a lot of plate gear of the beer. It's been quite insane. It's like our blue drops. Every time we get a plate item drop, it's off the beer. Which is like, that's what I want. Whew. Very nice. Only 100 DPS on that mob, I doubt that. Yeah, the Starfire did so much damage it didn't even count. Like, you did too much. It is nice getting the Starfire crit now though, isn't it? It's reliable 1000 damage. Yes, please. I think Lena had a 999 of this crit. So Friend is actually the first character to crit for over 1000 damage. Lena let Friend be the first one. How kind of her. Don't run away. Let's caster on these. I do not have the mana for this. Get one more off. Might need one more still. Fuck. The mob got stunned right beside the other mob. That's annoying. Because I didn't have the mana to fight both of them. We really slowed down on experience after that hunter got here. It went from like 9k for 10 minutes to like 5k. Fucking... just because one person showed up. So bad. Now this stun's alright. But yeah, when it stuns when you're trying to pull it away from a mob, it's like, nah. Don't want that. $60,000 experience into this level. 80,000 to go. Did I even moonfire there? I pressed it. I don't actually. Another mage weave. 60. Can now do 2 turn-ins. 6.6k experience. Don't know if that hunter's gone now, but like no one's around, so here's hoping. Start blasting again. 1 more bag free. We have to go back to town. I think we might have been okay with 3 stacks of water. I thought we were going to go through them a lot more, but we've had wisdom a lot. Been nice. That guy have the... He is southbound. He might have fucking soul frares. I don't know if it is. It might just be... Because it doesn't have the little woo 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 around it. I think soul frares has the woo woo woo. It looks like soul frares. That'd be pretty impressive. Southbound. I'm gonna be honest. Whew. See ya later, mate. I think that hunter might have gone though. So maybe it can speed up a little bit now. Here's hoping. Surely we have the mana to kill this with wisdom, right? I mean, we got a crit as well, so that's good. Crits. Even better. One more bar from halfway through this level. Been at it an hour and 15 minutes. We were 10k per 10 minutes, but then it did drop back, so we're at 66,000 after an hour 10, or an hour 15. But still within 3 hours, I would say we will be done. And the next stream, which is probably going to be Friday, unless like something else has to happen on Friday. I don't know yet. Next stream, we should blast through the blasted lanes. We hit 52, or at least be well on our way to 50. I definitely want to get 52 before I go to Ungaro Crater. Even then, I think on the Boomkin, Ungaro Crater might somewhat be difficult. Like, I don't know about fighting the level 56 Raptor, right? First get there, which I usually do. Just because of the resist chance. Don't have elemental precision on the Boomkin. So... we'll see. Try to cast Starfire on this lady. He was only just Eloise, like... I could see her ass hanging out, but my character couldn't. Really annoying, that mob. 1-2, honestly. All of these mobs around this area are kind of annoying, because they Eloise. Wind caller there, it is painting, so we go. If I could find another Bloodforged chess piece of the beer, that'd be perfect. Get Francie and Baumer one. Obviously, this one's going to go to Baumer first because, well, he's the next character to be played for 7 levels. As much as I feel like Francie needs it more, I don't know when I'm going to be playing Francie next. I'm going to spin the wheel after Baumer. I am considering on next wheel spin, rather than level the characters to like 57, 58, 59 and then to 60, I might just go to 60 on all of them. Like the next wheel spin might be the final wheel spin, I'm gonna be honest. Pretty much gonna be anyway, right? At this point, maybe not all the characters are going to make it, but at this point, we've all hit level 60 next league. I think the only thing that would stop me from doing that is I lose Friend and Baumer within this league. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but still time. Still got to go into those caves and Foulwood and stuff like that. Plus for Friend and Baumer, I am definitely, like, I'm similar to how I was playing Garland a bit more recklessly. I'm kind of okay to just try things that maybe I shouldn't for the sake of the content. You know, we've already got many different characters in there. Fun as it is to hit level 60, I don't care. That much. I think Friend would be similar to Ugro. If I hit 60 on this character, I'd be like, Now, I know this character can do a lot of damage, so it might be a lot of fun to go and do some hard quests. I don't know if it would be as good because it's caster. But if we had like plus 100 spell damage and all that stuff, you know, just absolutely blasting, maybe it could make for some good video content. Maybe she'll die before she hits 16, you know. But no matter what, we're doing a lot of damage. So, fun. Like our overall DPS is 137 since level 48. That's pretty good. I'd say that's above average for the Medley characters. Especially because the average can go down to like 20 when playing Baumer. Sometimes. Definitely doing more DPS than Francie. Close between Francie and Friend, but she's definitely doing a little bit more. Of a stun out of range. Yes, I think it's like 20 DPS between Francie and Friend right now. You know, Francie's still got a Whirlwind Axe, so pretty good. Not as big of a gap as I thought it might be with Whirlwind Axe. Warrior still pumps damage quite hard, you know. Haven't seen that Paladin for like 10 minutes. It might have run off. That's good though. I get this whole place to myself. But I'm gonna have to run off and sell items enough. Be surprised if that's where they went. They were here before me. Nice. It is quite fun just deleting half of a mob's health with Starfire. I'm glad I got a crit here because I didn't have the mana to not, honestly. If we didn't crit, that would have been a potential disaster. Gonna eat a pump. Nose is a bit itchy. Tickle in there. Generally happens while streaming though, it's not something that I'm surprised by. One more bag to fill up. We will have probably an extra slot because the water. I'm probably going to go through another stack. I would bag is done. That's okay. really itchy now. Don't worry, I'm not picking my nose, I'm scratching. It looks the same. But I would never do that on stream, I'm gonna be honest. But I will scratch it. You ever just like walk down the street and see someone just digging for gold in their nose? Like, no shame. I could never. I would be too embarrassed, you know. But it is itchy. Like a little nose here just scratching the side of my nose. Feel it? Yesterday I had to keep doing this because my frickin' nose started running. I sneezed and then immediately my nose was like, yo, I'm gonna just end your whole career now. So today we've got the itch instead of the runny. Just nose things, am I right? Mob took some killing. Yeah, very strong. Kind of surprising how little green's been getting lately. Like, there's some times where I feel like I get more blues than I get greens while playing this game. I don't think it should ever feel like that. But that's how it does. $68,000 experience to go. This level is done. Our only, hopefully only level of grinding this League of Friend. And as I said, Balmer shouldn't really have to do any grinding, so... Balmer should be pretty chill. Go Searing Gorge. I think we finished Tanaris already on Balmer. Searing Gorge should get us quite close to 51, I would say. 9. We'll see. She might need a little bit of grinding, but not like a whole level. My hope anyway. My hopium take on it. Die. No help. No help from friend to make that mob die, but we got there in the end. Mob was conference. Need a blessing of wisdom. Missing it. Simply missing my blessing of wisdom. You know, I talked about that paladin being here at level 56, and I was like, why is the paladin here at level 56? It doesn't make sense. But the fact that we had blessing of wisdom constantly was pretty nice. I'm definitely saving the arcane elixirs though. Like, you know, they're pretty good here because we are just constantly grinding the same spot for half an hour, but we don't need the extra damage. We do enough. Don't know if that mob back there is going to fly over it. Might. I think it is. It does paint over here. Someone's looking for people for the chickeny school. That is worth nearly 5k experience to me, but it's all the way down there. So I think I'd rather just keep grinding because, you know, by the time I run down there, I've probably lost 10k experience. Plus, you got to go to Booty Bay to turn it in. I don't know if we'll be hitting Booty Bay today. Next time we go to Booty Bay, we're probably like gonna be in the blasted lane. I think we should be quite close to getting 100k before I have to go and sell, which is what I estimated. Really depends on like stuff, like how things drop, doesn't it? Like we might just start getting a bunch of thick leather hide shoulders, and then we run out of bag space. The opportunity to rebuff. Like wait until I can go back into Boomkin form because it does cost a lot of mana to do. 370 mana. Which is more than a tick of a drink. Maybe we should get our little sprite card out. Maybe it will bring us some luck. Find an epic. Die. That would have been a big crit. I said die, I think we top-ended. 534 I think is about our top end for Starfire, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen much higher, like if it even has gone higher, but I have seen 534 a few times. Game. For resist. So a 534 would be a 1068. Maybe it could be a 1069. That'd be pretty nice. I feel like with the next rank of Starfire, we might see some 1337. So we're gonna have to make sure we actually get to that next rank of Starfire, which is level 58. I want to see some 1337. Definitely. And we've had two rare resists from the last two mobs that we've fought. That's quite not good. Quite not good for our overall kill count, to be honest. Just so when it requires me to have to redo fighting a caster. A ramp resist is like an extra 200 damage to my face. Not great. So I was setting up my new phone yesterday, obviously, and I kind of buy data for my phone whenever I need it. But because my new phone had mobile data turned on, for whatever reason, I don't know why phones, when you get a new one, they have mobile data immediately turned on. Like, obviously I'm going to put it on Wi-Fi as soon as possible. But because it had mobile data turned on, it ate all the data I actually had. So I had to buy some. I only had a few dollars worth, but still, like, turn the fucking mobile data off. I had to do it soon anyway. I had like 3 weeks left on my data before they were like, hey, you need to top up or we'll cut off your phone. You already did, that's why I had to get a new one. But I'll be honest, this new phone is so much bigger than my old phone. Like, I'm like, how the fuck am I meant to have that in my pocket? No wonder people freaking bag for them. Like, I didn't think it would be so big. I've held people's phones that are new, right? I'm like, yeah, it's bigger, but you don't really notice how big it is until you compare it to your other phone. I think my last phone was like about 70% of the size of my new one. It's tiny. But it is good to have a phone that was like made in the last year. After, you know, having one that was made within the last 2 decades. Good change. I will be honest, they put a fucking whole load of junk apps on. Eat them. Like all this rubbish that I'm never going to use. He came over, refreshed me and died. And no blessing of wisdom is really slowing me down. I want my wisdom back. What are we? An hour 43. We got 90,000 experience. That's about right. I mean, we've definitely been catching up on the experience routine now because we are alone here. But we don't have wisdom, so it feels about the same. But if I can get to 100k experience in the 2 hours, I think as soon as the 17 minutes runs out, I'm probably going to go back and sell no matter what. We can come in fresh. Well, my skill, why not? The mana back while we do that. Yeah, as soon as this potion runs out, we'll go back and sell. Then come back, 1 more hour of grinding and we should be done. All in all, not so bad. Getting it done within 3 hours. Oh, my shoulder. I've been starting and getting more into working out again recently. You know, I want to have I want to get my arms a bit more defined, have some muscle on them. When I walk around, people are like, damn. Not too much, just like actual. I look like I'm an adult rather than a teenager muscles. But I was standing in the bathroom and I puffed out my chest. I'm like, damn, if I walked around like that, I'd be looking so hard and tough. But it's also kind of cringe. I know people that do that. Like, what are you doing, man? Gonna be honest though, I've got a bit of belly fat now. And it's so hard to get rid of. Can't even suck it in. It's just always there, so need to find a way of getting rid of that too. You would expect it, right? Because I am. I thought this harpy might have been stuck in a tree, that's why I didn't keep passing. I am approaching my 40s, so you would expect a little bit of belly fat to be coming in, you know, the dad bod tries to take over. That one's. But it took a while. I think it's just within the last year that it started happening. It's probably just because I've been eating rubbish. Like, instead of eating veggies, I sometimes just cook fries. I'm lazy, you know. Fries and... That's probably why. Gonna have a roast tonight. Roast lamb with some roast veggies. Good. Nice, balanced, delicious meal. Looking forward to it. Been really quiet today, isn't it? After that one guy that messaged me asking if I wanted to tank Zul'Farrak. Been no one else pestering us. I was gonna kill that rogue feather, but it's flown so far away, I don't want to check. Next time. A lot of scroll of agilities. We don't really need to send into Balmer because we have so many potions of agility, but maybe I will anyway. How is our mage weave count? We are on our 90th now, so yeah. 9 more and we've got 3 stacks. Pretty good. Well, 3 stacks for the Reap turn in, you know. Not that the Reap is the thing I'm worried about. It was a big brah moment. Listing. Got this one coming down. It's gonna try to attack me. But I'm a night elf, so I don't care. Went elsewhere. Hey, we made it to 22222 before I yawned. That was what the clock read when I yawned, so I think it was on purpose. Usually it's just over an hour when I start yawning. 2 hours is pretty good. I did wake up before my alarm, but it was only probably like 5 minutes before my alarm. I set my alarm on my new phone. I wanted to see it, like, see if it was the right sound and all that, so I could wake up to it, but then I woke up before it, so tomorrow we'll try, since I won't be streaming. I can just stay in bed. Get up when I get up. Got some things to take care of, but they're more like in the afternoon thing. Probably still be waking up around the same time, but... We've got a wind cooler here, which is really annoying. But Eloise me, it's terrible. She continues to walk away until she's Eloise. It's like the game just wanted to do it out of spite. The game's like, what? You see the Eloise? Okay. I will do that. Leave it. We are close to 100,000 experience into. After we kill this mob, we will be. Which is about where I wanted to be before I go and sell, so that's... Like I said, we caught up a little bit on the XP gain after that hunter left. Paladin leaving probably made it neutral. Because obviously we lost wisdom. Losing wisdom does reduce the chance of potentially killing one extra mob with the mana we have. But all in all, pretty much at the same point. I wonder when I will actually use the boot flask. The thing is that it gets you drunk, and I don't know if there is still the bug that when you get drunk you sometimes disconnect. But I have heard about it happening recently, so it's a scary trinket to use, I'm gonna be honest. As long as we don't get resist here with the mana, the health to kill us. Got read. .404 crit found. Six more minutes of grinding before we go and sell items, and then probably take a short break, just tea, then come back and finish. We'll have about 40,000 experience left. Hopefully that will be like, 40-ish minutes. I can't believe no matter how much I grind though, there are no epics in this video game. Very surprising. Like, I bet when I find an epic, I find like 3 epics in a few days. It's all gonna come at once. Okay, so if we get another 3 stacks of Mage Weave, I'll have 12,000 experience stacked up. That is gonna be pretty nice. I don't think I've turned in any of them on this character. Yeah, I got all of them. Oh. And we might as well do it, right? Because we don't really use bandages on this character. Like, Bauma's probably going to need some. But he also has heals. Like, bandages on friend are kind of like emergency usage only things. I love it when they just run away. Slowly start flying back. At least I deleted 70% of her health. Big Wolf. We haven't found a lockbox for a while, have we? Found a lot of lockboxes last league. Now that we can actually open, like, the steel lockboxes, we have not been finding any. Gotta resist on the Moonfire. Terrible for mana. But at least we got a crit. Hit me. Is that the traveling rogue fever? It might be. It's gonna come over here. I have big enough mana. I'm not actually drinking. That would have been awkward. I don't know why I stopped drinking, but... Did I start drinking? Maybe I was too busy looking at it. Like, my mana's not going up very fast. Thing with Shadow Meld. Probably just a few more kills. Be like one more water used. We'll be done. Run over and sell. Keep that mana so I can kill another one. Kill the rogue fever. And we'll be almost 40,000 experience away. We'll drink. I will have to go to town. Even if I can sell here, I will have to go to town because I need water. I don't think I need many stacks of water. We just buy like one full stack and be good. Yeah, we will go to town. Sell items, probably mail the items. We've got to mail. Just a chest piece, I think. Everything else is not really needed to be mailed off. We can send the agility scrolls even if we don't need them. Be nice though to find another Bloodforged chest piece of the beer. Or just a chest piece of the beer for Francie. Because it's got the same amount of strength as the stone and silver, but it's got 8 extra. Damn. Massive. But at level 60 he's fighting level 50 gorilla, but to each their own, I guess. I'm probably not gonna log out. We'll go to the inn and just like shadow meld there, and hopefully that will be safe enough. It should be. If I come back and I'm dead, I question mark, honestly, because I don't want to lose this phase. This phase has been pretty good for me. Obviously, we've had a little bit of competition here and there, but overall, it's been quite good. Like, we've been going for 2 hours and we're at 107k experience. With another 10k experience banked up and cloth tuning. So overall, it's been really good. I would say because we're going to have the cloth turnings, I might just get to like 140k and then do those. That way we don't need to do any non-rested. Because we're going to be heading to the blasted lanes when I play this character next anyway. We will have to make our way to Stormwind. So we might as well that. Like teleport Moonglade, go to Darnassus, the Ironforge, and then Stormwind. Seems good. I will take the seal form. I don't know if seal form's faster than the boat when the boat's docked to like go over, but I guess we're kind of finding out now because the boat was just leaving. I got in the... I'd say the boat's probably faster though. Like we're about halfway as the boat arrives. So not really a comparable thing. If the boat's docked and like just docking, then the seal form I think is faster because it sits there for a minute, right? Docking. Even if I found a one-handed weapon of the eagle, that'd be pretty good. Got this. Don't really want to use this 9 arcane spell damage item. Had that for quite some time and never put it on. Not even, like, they're still bind when equipped. Alright, let's go sell this stuff.
What brings you here?
Quite a lot of stuff to... Good, because friend needs money. Buy a little bit extra just to... Send these to Balmer. And like I said, I'm going to not log out.
Feel free to
Don't want to
browse.
lose the phase,
Farewell.
but I am gonna sit here and shadow mail. Don't kill me. I'll be back in a few minutes. Right as I get back, I go AFK. Probably just swim over, the boat's not here, so I think I'll beat it. I went for a pee and it just kept going, you know? It's like one of those pisses that just never ends. Like you're standing there for a minute and it's still like, still going. I'm like, good. It's taking forever, come on. Try to speed it up and it just stops and then it's like, there's still more, I know. You just gotta let it do its thing. Even though it takes a while. You just gotta let it do its thing. Alright, 40,000. So we'll get 33,000 experience from harpies and then we'll go hand in all the... We will have the last turn in. And get to here with it. Then any other mage weave we get while leveling friend, maybe I'll send some farmers. We don't really need it. I'm sure Baumer has a lot anyway, she had to grind furballs. Maybe we go full blasto for the next half hour and just use an arcane elixir as well. Come in strong. Beat those harpies. It's also a really beautiful day outside today, so maybe a good walking opportunity after stream. I don't think school has started up again yet. Should actually check my email. Regards to that. When does school start again? I was about to say 2006. It's the last year I went to school. Between January 26th and February 9th. That's a big range. That's like 2 weeks some kids get extra. I'd assume high school is like January. Maybe. I remember starting at the end of January. But I don't really remember when I started primary school, so maybe that's the wide range, you know, you get an extra few weeks off when you're young. It's not enough to teach you, you know, you're like a first year, you're 5 years old, you go into school for the very first time. They teach you how to like read and write and all that stuff. But that's all they teach you. Because you can't teach them anything else. Do you think this rare is scary? I have never seen this rare in my life. I kinda don't want to kill it. Because it seems like something a hunter would tame, you know. But that's the first time I've ever seen that rare. There was a level 60 hunter around here before. Makes me wonder if he was waiting for that guy. He looks scary. I remember fighting that rare in Duskwood that I had never fought before and it just kept healing itself. Yeah, this hunter here, like, just out here killing bees. It's interesting. I want to look up this rare though. What was its name? Aresh Itis. A highly sought after rare sport for a hunter pet. So, yeah, I think it's a good idea to just leave it. I'm sure other people don't care, but I'm not gonna take a rare spawn that probably has a long time spawn because I've never seen it in my life from a hunter. Alright. Should be less than 1 hour of blasting, probably around half an hour I'd assume, but if we keep getting resist like we are right now, then it'll be a bit longer. Well, we'll to kill mobs. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? It looked cool though, that rare, so that's why I assumed it's probably something that hunters want. Like, yeah, it looks like a cool hunter pet. The fact that it's the first time I've ever seen that rare and I've been playing WoW for 20 years. Obviously I don't go to Feralis every day. And when I say 20 years, I actually mean like 13 by the time I equate for all the breaks that I've had. But still, 13 years is a fucking lot. If anyone wonders why I don't really want to play anymore. Shouldn't be that hard to understand. WoW is like the most consistent thing I've ever done in my life. You know, for the amount of time that I've done it. Like, when we speak of school, I was at school for 13 years. Because New Zealand goes to school for 13 years. Primary through high school. Maybe middle school if you do that, but primary school also works like middle school. Although, I don't know if it does, because when I rocked up to high school, I did not understand the math. So, I think primary school doesn't teach you as well as like a middle school. Nice big crits. We got a 555 there. That's always good to see. 20 extra damage of our potion. But yeah, that was 13 years, right? WoW has been 13 years, more or less, when I equate the time that I have like not played and stuff like that come out. So WoW has been pretty much the same level of commitment as what I had to do in school. Which is insane to think about. This is a video game that came out 20 years ago when I was in school. What the fuck? But now, in the future, I'm planning on, like, probably quitting WoW again to go back to school. It's a cycle that never ends, isn't it? Like, WoW and school, they've been connected. If you ever wonder why I talk about school so much, it's because it's fucking so connected to my WoW. Only when I play classic WoW is when I'm talking about like high school, because they were at the same time, right? Like, I was playing vanilla World of Warcraft and Raid and Molten Core and Blackwing Lair and all that when I was at high school, instead of going out to parties and talking to girls and all that. I was coming home raiding with them. Raiding with the boys was pretty fun. I'd jump on right after school and there'd be a raid already going into Molten Core or Blackwing Lair, and I'm like, there's a spot, let me in. Because I think they started like half an hour before I got home. Good. Obviously, I was raiding with mostly Americans, being on an American server, and I think the Oceanic population wasn't that big in vanilla WoW yet. Like, they eventually opened Oceanic servers in vanilla, but they weren't actual Oceanic servers. They were just servers that were like had the title Oceanic server. They had the bad latency still, so I never played on that. Yeah, Frostmourne. There's a shaman that I played with in vanilla WoW that went to Frostmourne. Like, he transferred his character there when he could. I think he's still on Frostmourne to this day. So I had a little rivalry. He was Australian, I was from New Zealand. We'd like have a fake rivalry and get all the Americans riled up and excited that we were fighting. It was good times. But I ran into him a few times. Like, oh, I know that guy. Even though it was like many years later when I was playing on the Oceanic server. I think I started playing Oceanic servers at the end of Wrath of the Lich King. And then soon after that, they finally got good latency. I think I'll wear those. I think Cataclysm, maybe they got good latency, because I remember talking about, like, man, we're going to be so good at raiding when we finally have the latency to dodge mechanics. It didn't make us any better, but it was a nice change, especially for PvP. As a big crit. Like that one. We were all like, yeah, we get 2k rating in Arena when we're at 300 EMS. Imagine how it's going to be when we got 20. We were still hard stuck around 2k Arena rating. Don't think it was the latency that was the change, you know? Like, obviously we could connect the tanks a lot more, but there was some fundamental player issue there. Skill issue, definitely. But I mean, getting 2k felt pretty good. You know, you'd get the shoulders back then. 2k rating, get your shoulders, feel good, look good. One be like, whoa, this guy's got shoulders, he's so cool. I was only ever good at Paladin in Arena though, I'm gonna be honest. Like, whenever I played a different class, I did not feel that good at it. But at least I'm in some PvP videos from certain people that came into the arena with Shadowmourne and kicked my ass. I don't remember which Clinder video it is. It's either 6 or 7. The Shadowmourne one. I'm on my alt warrior just playing some 2v2 arena with my friend, just fucking around. This motherfucker queues into me with his Shadowmourne and beats my ass. Put it in the video. So my ult, that no one will even know is my ult because it does not have a name that you would even be like, that's Frankie, definitely. But its name was Taya. Which is almost 2, yeah, so it's close to my Final Fantasy. But it's quite funny to like watch yourself in a PvP video and be like, man, I could have done so much better if I had Shadowmourne. Taya and my friend's character was Chicky Mono. We were just fucking around doing 2v2. Had to go in a Clinder video. Can't believe it. These influencers. I did get my revenge in Classic WoW when it came out though, because Clinder and I rolled on the same server. And he was playing Horde, I was playing Alliance. We had a 1v1 outside Strathholm. No, School of Mance. That was at the lake. It was a 1v1 that could have turned into something much bigger, but thankfully I got done dealing with him before his friends came over. But it was a good warrior versus warrior 1v1. Got my revenge many years later. It was like 10 years or something since Wrath of the Lich King. But it did happen. Too bad I wasn't streaming it, because I would have made a clip. Revenge is served. And I could have made a pretty cool video out of that, you know? I take the footage of his video of him beating me up in Wrath of the Lich King with a Shadowmourne, and then do 10 years later, we're having a duel outside frickin' School of Mance. Just call it revenge. That would have been pretty sick, but I wasn't streaming. Because usually when I was PvPing, I didn't want to stream in Classic WoW, because obviously there's a lot of people that will stream sniper. A lot of Horde players in Classic WoW knew about me because I was quite fast in 60. I wasn't like the first warrior to get there, but I was quite fast. And I had my epic mount within like a week of in 60 as well, so I was chasing people down, killing them all the time. Plus, I feel like people were trying to make Classic WoW feel like vanilla when it first came out. You know, before all the boosting and bullshit took over. People wanted to make it feel like a closer community. It was nice. That's the part of Classic WoW that I enjoyed. It's once everyone started boosting, then I was like, yeah, I don't want to play this game now, so I'm gonna go do my own thing. And I went and played Final Fantasy XIV. Which has a new raid or Savage tier coming out tonight, I believe, so I'm gonna have some stuff to watch while I'm fucking around. That'll be good. I always enjoyed a new Savage tier in 14. I know I'm not playing it anymore, so I don't get to personally enjoy it, but I enjoy watching it. I will say that 14 PvE for me was much better than WoW raiding, especially in recent times. This expansion, they definitely made some fights that felt more Final Fantasy, and I like that. Like there's a conveyor belt, Goblin, which is a fight from Alexander raids. There was like a bullet hell dodgy thing with pizzas, and I was like, damn, this feels very fun. But personally, don't really want to commit to playing like a story game just to raid, so I don't know if I'll be playing for ever again in the future. Maybe if like someone comes into my life and they're like, hey, I want to play a video game with you. I think 14, going through the story with someone and stuff like that would be a fun, chill video game experience, you know? It's not too crazy. And it's a good co-op game. You can do a lot of stuff. Like, if I had to take someone through a video game and they'd never played video games before, that would be a good first one. I don't think World of Warcraft would be a good first video game. It's just too much shit. Like, you start this game and you're like, what am I doing? The new player experience in WoW, especially retail WoW, is fucking dog's balls these days. Classic WoW is a better first time experience, but it's got a lot of jank that maybe someone who's never played video games before would be like, I don't like this, taking too long, you know? Something like that. But also the freedom that 14 has, like you can start as a, say you want to be a healer, start as a healer, but then you might want to be a DPS, you can do it on the same character. No other MMO really has that, as far as I know. WoW certainly doesn't, like, unless you're playing, you know, a druid, a priest, or paladin. Warhammer Online certainly doesn't. With Warrior Priest, sure, I can be a two-handed DPS or a healer, but I don't know if they're very good team. You can equip a shield though, so I'm not sure. Landwalker. It's what we used to call people who hadn't got their flying unlocked. Filthy ground walker or land walker. Look at this guy walking. Loser. Get 13.5k experience and we're done with the harpy grind. It's almost over, I can't believe. I did say today would be a day of grinding. I think if I get a crit Starfire max roll, I think I'd do over 1100 damage right now with the potion active. I just hit for 555 with Starfire. So that would be absolutely lovely. One time I would very much enjoy it. Gonna say something else, but I didn't think it was stream appropriate. Not that I really care about stream appropriateness, I'm gonna be honest. There's so much like self what is it? It's a word that's on the tip of my tongue, I cannot remember what it is. You know, when you want to say something but you like bleep it out or something. That word. My brain's not working for it right now. But there's so much of that on the internet these days, it's kind of... ugh. Like, I'll say stuff, and I don't give a shit. But I know for, like, other content creators, if you monetize your videos and stuff like that, then you gotta be a bit more careful. For me, well, currently I'm not making any money from my YouTube videos. And I don't see a point in time unless my channel randomly starts going to the algorithm and everyone's like, whoa, videos are great. that I would be making any passive income from you. Like, it would be cool to have a little bit more passive income. Like from Twitch, you know, it's passive income. It's only a little bit every now and then, but it's still passive. I don't really do much. I'm just playing video game. So making like probably around $100 to $150 a year right now with not many subscribers. Back when I was actually streaming and had a good amount of subs every month, it could be up to like 500 a year. And it says someone who doesn't have a lot of viewers. So it's not bad for just playing video games. I have legitimately made money playing video games. And I can be happy with the thought of that. Because not many people can be like, yeah, I made money playing video games in my life. Like, I've made a few $1,000s playing video games. That's pretty cool. Hasn't been life-changing. It's not like I'm streaming to 100,000 people and making millions of dollars a year, like some people. But, you know, it's been nice. Especially when I expected to get absolutely nothing out of it. When I first started, I was like, yeah, it would be sick to do as a job or something and make lots of money while streaming, but I didn't think I would ever would. Because I don't see myself as someone who is very entertaining. I'm just a regular guy, you know? I'm just a regular dude playing video games. I'm not willing to play up anything for the camera and stuff like that. I will always just be myself. If people don't like that, they don't watch. It's fine. But I will never be something I am not. So, what you see is what you get all the time. I haven't really changed. In many, many years streaming. My character float. Always floating? I don't even know. Like when my friend from Australia came here, because we've known each other for 10 years, he's like, yeah, that just felt normal. I'm like, well, I am the same person that you talk to online, so I'm not going to act any different. Because it can be a bit weird meeting people for the first time after 10 years, right? But I am who I say I am who I put out as I am, so once you get to know me and once you see me at least one time, you know I'm the same person. Anything else would be too hard. There's all these people that like lie to people and then they got to keep up the lies because they've lied to multiple people, and it's like, how do you fucking do that? Like, that would be so much effort. Pretending to be something you're not to like multiple different people. I don't know how. I know people like that. But so much work, man. Just be yourself and you don't need to keep up appearances and stuff like that. You just go through life without stress. That's why I look so good when I'm nearly 40. Because I am who I say I am. I don't pretend to be anything. I got a family member who basically changes who he is to every single person he meets. You know, so he's got lots of money and stuff like that. Yeah, we just fried that turkey. But once you actually sit down and like listen to him, you know he's just telling bullshit. Thankfully, I've never fallen for bullshit though. I'm pretty good at reading people. Even before they start talking. You don't want to judge a book by its cover, but sometimes you can. Sometimes it's very obvious. But it is kind of funny because even if you're like me and you don't like play a character for people and you are who you say you are, there will be people who are suspect of that for whatever reason. It's weird. People aren't willing to take people on what they say because of other life experiences, probably. Running after him with him. Running after her with the mace out, she wouldn't have it. We need another 5,000 experience, and then I am done grinding harpies. Thankfully, because it is coming up to 3 PM. And we'll go hand in all the cloth turn-ins. And prep for the next stream that I do on this character, which is probably going to be Friday, unless Friday is also out. But the next 2 days are definitely out. Mithril Spurs again. The fact that I've found 2 Mithril Spurs patterns is kind of crazy. Like I was shocked and surprised when I found Mithril Spurs on the beach in STV. But the fact that they've dropped a second time, I guess we can use those when we hit 60 and unlock the auction house if we do that. If the next leg of the medley is how I think it's going to be, like I just spin the wheel and then level all the characters to 60. You know, assuming I actually play for that long. I'm probably just going to send a lot of the gold from each character to the next character along. Make a chain letter of gold so I don't lose it. Obviously the main goal of the medley is to get an epic mount, right? If I can get an epic mount as soon as I hit 60, I'll do it. As much as I would love to get the rogue, the human rogue, the night elf mount, I don't know if I have the patience. Like, it would be cool, but at the same point, it's going to take some time and money, effort. Too bad Garland died with 40 gold or something, if I remember correctly. You know, he didn't need an epic, or he didn't need a mount, so we just we did send some of his money away. So he probably didn't die with that much, but dying with any money does feel bad. What all these billionaires gotta remember, can't spend it when they're dead. Might as well use some on our plebs. Feed the poor, feed the hungry. Garland's not able to spend his money. He's dead as fuck. if I had the unfortunateness of being a billionaire, I would definitely be trying to make people's lives better every day. But that's why I will never be a billionaire. I don't value money that highly. Having enough to live and sustain yourself is about as high as I value it. I don't care about the high score. New record. Cool. Now I can't really go and do the cloth turn-ins until I get 15 more cloth. I mean, I can do the ones that I can do and get there, but I would level right now if I just did the 3. I was hoping to do 4, but yeah, I think the 4th one might have to wait. Die anyway. We will get 40k, so 2 more mobs. And then we'll peace from these harpies. I'm sick of them. It's been 2.5 hours of killing harpies. I knew it would be, but it's been terrible. Found one good item. A plate chest of the beer is a great item, but man, just one good item? I guess the mithril spurs as well, but we don't. Not like it changes it. Alright, now I'm going to teleport Medley. Later, harpies. Oh, I can switch form while teleporting. Probably can't do it backwards. Liger. What's a liger? I saw someone make a Napoleon Dynamite joke, and there were like 3 people around them that was like, huh? The brain rot, man. Everyone should know Napoleon Dynamite.
Greetings, goddess.
Quite sad to see. Can't believe I just killed harpies for 2.5 hours. Good day of grinding though. I have to message my grandma after stream. Apparently she rang me earlier, but I was playing World of Warcraft. So do that, and then possibly go for a walk. Since today outside is beautiful. Or a walk around like 4 PM or so. Maybe even a walk after dinner. If it stays lovely outside, a walk around like 6-7 PM is pretty good. I didn't mean to say the thing. It just came out like that. Those kids really ruined those two numbers, you know? Any other combination of number, like 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 2, pretty good. Yeah, that's mad now. Ruined my whole day. I think we just hurf to Stormwind after we're done here.
What brings you here?
Brings me here. Oceans. Like to get to more ground. Definitely be using some of these potions in Blasted Lands and Unguro, so probably going to be about out of them by the time we've finished Unguro ones. Don't really want to leave the Mithril Spurs on this character. I don't trust that this character will live, so I'm going to send him to leave. I'll be honest. It's been smooth for the first 3 levels of this league. But we've still got 4 to do after this. And we are a balanced druid. Like, our damage is really good. Got some defensives and stuff, if I remember where they are. But there are still some issues, aren't there? I miss being able to jump while hurfing because of latency. Much harder to do now. Gonna fly up to Ironforge off tune. I'll do the Ironforge ones. Superb dumb.
King's honor, friend. Light bless you.
420. Oh. Oh. That's a good stretch. Feel it in my shoulders. These aren't very useful, so I'm probably just going to throw them away. They might be good for Grocket, though. I'm not sure. I don't know what Grocket is. Because I have been trying to get a lot more stam on Grocket, because he's a fire mage. He blasts hard. Doesn't really need any more damage. Obviously having intellect is nice. But he's got about 800 health. At level 52. So, yeah, maybe we'll send him to Grocket. Just in case. I don't know if he actually has 800 health, but that's how it feels sometimes. A mob hits me and I lose like half my HP. Maybe I should go fight the ogre over there on one of the characters. It will kill me, but be a fun death. Baumer in there. Get hit once, have to bubble. Ah, shit. Run. No, but see, if I do stuff like that, then people are gonna be like, you did that for content. Obviously. I do everything for content because I've played too much classic WoW. It is content. If I just wanted to go and hit level 60, I'm pretty sure I could do it on every character. Need a little bit of fun every now and then. Like, the Warlock death was real. But it was kind of manufactured because of the fact that I had forgotten where some of my buttons. Hello, Jeff, Matt. It was a real manufactured death. I couldn't remember where half my buttons were. You missed all the grinding today. Just been killing harpies for 2.5 hours. But you are going to see the level up, so I guess that's the important part. And then I'm probably going to log off. If only we all could, huh? Sometimes it be like that. It's like people that don't watch a TV show and then the last episode will come out and they just skip to like the last 10 minutes and they're like, alright, I watched that TV show. Weird.
Hi, you're a tall one. You have a great day now. Alrighty then.
Yeah, these are what I was talking about earlier. There are some tomes after I hit level 60 that come from Anchorage. And I'm not going to be running Anchorage, but I would like to get like bigger fireballs. Maybe something to think about later on.
See you soon. Keep your feet on the ground.
Level 51. $1989. That's the wrong year. That's one after I was born. Can't believe it.
What can I get for you today?
Brand hates me.
Be good.
Got 2 intellect, 2 spirit, 1 stam that level though, so that's pretty good. Airy. I think I was leveling when Airy was leveling. About, you know, 6 months ago. Was a while ago. I don't know why this person showed up on my mailbox. I've never sent mail to him, but why was he in there? He was in the mailbox at the same time. The game was like, you want to send it to this guy, don't you? I do not. This guy, yeah, is. Go get the quest. Probably do this
How are ya?
first quest in the Plague Lands after going to last. Guess we can go do that too, with 500 experience. Not much, but it is a mob kill. As long as we don't come in when someone's spawning the level 60 mobs, that almost killed that level 14 when I was here last time. It would have been funny, because it wasn't me, but...
Welcome. Watch your back. Hi.
It's like when I watch that rogue get killed by Stitches, I'm like, oh no! Anyway.
Keep your feet on the ground. Off with you. Be good.
Like good content. Leave that quest. I am outside. No, I'm inside. That would be a nice recipe to get. I don't think I ever will, because I'm pretty sure it comes from Savage Bronze or whatever in Anguro, and I'm not gonna do it.
See you soon.
I won't be here for the next 2 days. And then I'm not sure about the day after. I'll try to be here the day after, but... I got some things to do in real life. Grateful things. I like my mana right now though. 4114, pretty good. So hopefully Friday, for me, I'll be here. And maybe try to hit 52. Because I'm having the next 2 days off, I'll probably get like half a level, well, which is a good thing because leveling without rested is dog shit. But I was either going to stream today or tomorrow and then have Thursday off no matter what. But I need 2 days off. I decided to do it today because I had like full rested the whole level and I was like, yeah, might as well go for it. Knock it out in 2 days and then have 2 days straight to actually deal with things that I got to deal with. Jump back into it. But I have streamed more this week than I did in the last 2, so that's a good thing. Christmas and New Year's week, 1 day a week, 3 hours. Done over 1 million damage. I love how we only did like 9k Starfire damage with the old Starfire. Is that right? 'Cause that seems wrong. No way that's true. Sometimes it doesn't show up though. I don't know why, but like Details is a bit broken recently. Like it seems to not work live anymore. Sure, I could like go into the settings and fuck around with it, but I shouldn't have to. It should work the way it's always worked. I didn't change anything, but I'm sure when Blizzard broke the servers and took all the things off people's bars and stuff like that, it probably broke all the add-ons. I'm sure them trying to break add-ons in retail WoW probably isn't helping either. Does the new Savage tier start tonight? Or is it tomorrow?
King's honor, friend.
I guess tonight for me, it's only 3 PM, but looking forward to having something to watch.
Be careful.
Probably the only time I actually watch Twitch is when like a new raid tier comes out in a video game. Or when there's free stuff for it.
Greetings.
If only I had 7 more
With
wall
honor.
cloth, I could get like another 900 experience. 600. Okay, I don't really need 600 experience, I guess. Honey Potter. Alright, friend is ready for Blasted Lanes. Now, I'm not going to fly over to the Blasted
Supply only
Lanes
the finest goods. For the alarm.
because don't actually know if I can log out rest there. You know, I might log into Turamis. I'd rather fly in and see him. We'll log out here. 4 more levels on the Druid. Getting 3 levels done over the last few days has been nice. We started at 48, but we were like 5 bars away from 49, so we were pretty close to leveling anyway. But we have done 3 levels within 2 days, technically. And 4 more to go, and then we can play Baumer, and we've finally found a chess piece that is actually better than the Shining Silver Breastplate. Hopefully we get one for Francie as well. Could definitely need one. They both look so different, even though they're like... Francie just has more gear. But anyways, I'll see you guys when I see you next. Have a good night or day, depending on where you are in the world, and have a good few next days. We'll try to be back on Friday, which is 2 days away. If not, next week sometime, obviously. But I'll see you when I see you. Gotta go message my grandma.